So rumor has it online on the great internet that shares multiple different things like theories about movies, leaks about games, what a Ballad Danger video is going to be played on my screen next. There is a ton of stuff that obviously goes on and happens on the internet. And one thing that's really been leaked around all of Twitter recently, or X videos, whatever the fuck they're calling it, and thank God it wasn't a picture of my cock. But it's actually really interesting. There's a lot of people saying it's fake, a lot of people saying it's real, and it's actually a kind of leaked plot of what Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to be like before, obviously, the man who played Kang got fired, before Marvel decided to completely change their whole entire slate, do all these different type of things, all of the above, right? There is a rumored plot of what Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to be like, and I'm really excited. I've read some of it. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna read it over with you guys today, and we're gonna go through this and just see what we, of course, think. So it's been said that in this film, the TVA began gathering anchor beings from across the multiverse, believing they are the only ones powerful enough to defeat the Council of Kangs. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were the anchors for their representative realities, while Tom Holland's Spider-Man served as the anchor for Earth 616. The movie was intended to be smaller in scope compared to Secret Wars, focusing more on Holland's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and other anchors like Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. The plan was for all of them to ultimately fail, leading to the collapse of their multiverse and Kang's creation of the Battle World. This would then set the stage for Secret Wars, where other MCU characters and additional multiversal figures would converge on Battle World. So, yeah, there's obviously a lot to talk about. It's almost semi-believable. I mean, I genuinely believe the original plot of Kang Dynasty might have actually focused on anchor points and these anchor beings. Again, for those of you who haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, I will put a little spoiler thing over my face, but essentially, there was a big thing in Deadpool and Wolverine where it was revealed that in each universe, there is supposed to be an anchor being, and if the anchor being dies, most likely the universe would collapse, or I believe, again, I don't think they really explain it extremely well, but I think obviously because there's some universes who have been around forever, maybe there's a point where the anchor being could be replaced. But I think it was said for a lot of universes, if the anchor being was not replaced, the universe would eventually collapse. Obviously, the main Fox universe, the X-Men universe, all that type of stuff, their anchor being was Wolverine, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and when he died, that universe basically started to collapse. So, again, anchor beings were a big part of that story, and it looks like they probably would have gone to do that with potentially Avengers Kang Dynasty. I don't think they're going to do that with Avengers Doomsday, but I genuinely believe there may be some truth to this, whether it was just a random theory someone drew up, a guess, or if they actually had it as a leak. The anchor beings were supposed to be a part of this story. What I will say is, there is no way in hell the anchor being for the MCU, I think, is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons. Yes, it may make sense for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be an anchor being, or an anchor person, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but there's no way Marvel would do that when Sony legitimately own like 51% of the rights to Spider-Man. They own like the movie rights, all of that type of stuff, right? Again, the fact that this person goes on to say the main three characters of the story would be Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland, I just cannot believe, and I cannot wrap my head around that Because if they were to approach Sony and say, look, we're making this new Avengers movie, and we want the 3 Spider-Man as the main characters who are going to have the most screen time, Sony would 100% say to them, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Also, give us 50% of the money and the revenue that you make from this fucking film. Sony would literally grab Marvel's cock and spin it in 1,800 different directions to get as much money as they possibly could if that rumor was true. Now, that's not to say that Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland probably wouldn't have been in the movie. Tom Holland's a lock. But Tom Holland has an absolute set-in-stone contract with Marvel and Sony. Like that, they are in agreement of the profits that they make, obviously on the Spider-Man films and the Avengers films, to have Tom Holland have his 5 to 10% role in the movie. There is no agreement on Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire from what we know. And if they were to go and be like, these are the 3 faces of the film, these are the 3 main characters, yeah, I don't know if that would go down that well with Sony unless they got a big check. I do think that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will be in the other movies, but probably much smaller roles. They definitely won't be the main 3, at least I don't think. The MCU is probably not going to have Tom Holland as an anchor being because they're not going to want their main guy being owned by another company. That's the thing. The anchor being, if it was probably going to be anyone, was Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., and he died. I mean, he flat out died. In terms of who else are they going to make it, I really don't know. If I had to put my money on anyone, I would probably say Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange being like some type of anchor being of some sort. Again, he's supposed to have a 3rd movie. He's supposed to be in the next 2 Avengers movies. You've already got him locked away for 3 movies, and I'm sure you could convince him to do other Avengers projects. And if the 3rd Doctor Strange movie does well, probably convince him to do a 4th one if you really wanted to. That's who I probably would think it would be, right? The Battle World idea makes sense. We know at the end of this movie, the Battle World is probably going to happen for Avengers Secret Wars. That is obvious. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, again, we know was an anchor being of one universe. Is he another anchor being of any other universes? I don't know. Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. Are people really that excited to see Nick Cage return as Ghost Rider where they would make him a main character of the movie? I don't think so. I really don't think that at all. And yeah, I think if you're going to have a main Avengers group for Kang Dynasty, it's probably going to be like Hulk, obviously Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Shuri as Black Panther, etc., etc. And then it's going to lead most likely into the Battle World at the end of the movie where we get to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have the tiniest role until it's more expanded in the next film. That's what I think Doomsday is probably going to be like. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm assuming Doctor Strange is going to be on some bloody mission to make all the universes collapse in on each other, something like that. I think that is the obvious that they are probably going to do. This Kang Dynasty plot does sound good, but it sounds too good. It sounds like a fictional situation where Sony and Marvel can really actually come together to have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland truly as the main characters of the movie. I just can't see it. I'd very much like to know all of your thoughts and opinions on this all down below though. Subscribe to the channel for all the latest gaming content, movie and TV content, all of that type of stuff. Subscribe to my sports channel, my IRL/vlogging channels. Links will be in the description down below. And just leave a like overall on the video if you enjoyed it. I'd of course very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions. Do you guys think this is true, real, or is it fake? I'd really like to know. But yeah, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.